Hello. It's coffee time. Vodka. And we are, what are we doing? Daily Mail website. That was it. Daily Mail website. Looking at the news and seeing if we can find some fun in any of it. Probably not. I've not looked at the news this morning, so I have no idea of where this is going to go. Top story. I guess this is the Daily Mail's latest thing is shoplifting. And so what they've got here, this is John Lewis in Sloane Square. We've got some plucky, what would you call them, public defenders holding a thief to rights. They've trapped him. Citizen's arrest. Bang him to rights. Book him, Dano. So there we go. Not on our watch. See, because he stole a watch, apparently. He's a watch thief. And he was pinned to a chair outside John Lewis in Sloane Square. What else have we got here? Shoppers were forced to step in and apprehend a suspected watch thief. Remember, he's still an innocent man until found guilty in a court of law of 12 good men and true, or women, or men who identify as women, or women who identify... It gets complicated. Just people, all right? 12 good people and true. Because there is a crime wave blighting Britain. Yeah, it's shocking video footage taken from London's Sloane Square yesterday showed the have-a-go hero stepping in and stopping the man. They reckon he stole a watch off the arm of somebody on the street. I guess maybe it was a Rolex robbery. A lot of those around. I witnessed one of those myself, where the fellow was wearing a Rolex that was it 5-figure sum? They said a 5-figure sum. And I witnessed that, and they wanted me to go to Norwich to testify, and I said no. They tried to get me go to Norwich, but I won't go. So yeah. So and here comes a policeman. And at least we have the answer to who ate all the pies. It was that cop there. Fat, aren't they, these coppers these days? Anyway, I won't do the pork life again. Meanwhile, Ryanair. Who likes Ryanair? It's an economy airline. Probably one of the worst economy airlines ever. And he found himself, well, let's have a look, shall we? He was in Belgium, and I always say never trust the Belgians, and he got pied by Belgian eco warriors. Couldn't happen to a nicer bloke, because Michael OLeary, he's a bit leery, isn't he? He's got a bit of an attitude on him. He got pied, yeah. He was why was he there? The 62-year-old was in the Belgian capital to speak to press to deliver a petition to protect overflights in Europe amid news that Ryanair pilots based in Belgium had called a strike. Never trust the Belgians. Remember, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, Belgium is a swear word. See, he was delivering an interview alongside a cardboard cutout of European Commission Chief Ursula von der Leyen when a woman ran up and pied him in the gob. Oh, this is a better picture here. Look, there's the action shot. Look at that. That's the money shot. And I think he should just get pied in the face for bad service, really. There we go. That is quite funny, actually. It amuses me. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. OLeary's he's not very good. He's not very good. What else have we got here? Rail chaos will hit the UK for a third weekend in a row, but it's nothing to do with strikes. Because it's engineering works. They reckon instead of people wanting more pay, we've got a lot of engineering happening across the UK. Here, and here's a lovely little map. So if you look, just stay at home. I keep telling you all, don't go anywhere. Be like me. Just stay at home. It makes sense, Rodney. Yeah, best not. Meanwhile, the Canary Islands. Now, remember when I said stay at home? The Canary Islands were hit by 10 earthquakes in 24 hours, yeah. Again, if you don't know, the Canary Islands in Spain. Since Monday, the 4th of September, 3 tremors with a magnitude of 3 or greater have been rocking the area. And the first one measured 3.1 on the Richter scale, and then 20 minutes later another one happened. And yeah, they've been hit by earthquakes. Like I said, folks, don't go on holiday. Stay home. Earthquakes everywhere. Well, I suppose it's better than being on fire or flooding, I suppose, isn't it? So if it isn't fire or flooding, it's earthquakes. I mean, what next? Locusts? The death of your firstborn? Who knows? Who knows what will be next? I don't know. Apparently, this is the deadliest month for dog attacks because there's been a lot of people, a lot of children and people being mauled by dangerous dogs. Remember, it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. And you have to be very careful with dogs in the hot weather. And I say this to the kids because they get snappy. Even the most timid, well-trained dog in the heat can just lose their minds. So be careful out there. But remember, never blame the dog, blame the owner for being irresponsible. Good news, everybody. House prices have seen the biggest slump since 2009, with the average home falling in £14,000 in value, says the Halifax. And experts say it's going to get worse. So if you've put all your money into bricks and mortar, you should have used crypto instead. You should have gone into crypto where you'd have lost even more money. So there you go. It's, so unfortunate that. It's unfortunate. Meanwhile, with this, the heat wave. The heat wave is happening. Phew, what a scorcher. I've got the fan on over there. Well, I haven't got it on. I've turned it off. And I've got, like I said, some refreshing vodka. No ice. Just neat. Or is it gin? Can't remember. All those green bottles look the same. You know, people out there will believe me. People out there will believe me when I say that. Mrs. is laughing. It's a joke, isn't it? It's a joke. So we've got a heat wave on at the moment. And it was a bit warm, and they reckon that was it the Mayor of London, Khan, has brought in a severe weather emergency protocol. What does that mean? They turn the air conditioning on. You know, what does that mean, Khan? Does it mean you suspend ULEZ for a day? No. Because, forecasts are now saying that temperatures could reach 33 degrees or 91 degrees Fahrenheit. And this weather's going to continue into the weekend, which is nice. But remember, last year we did it 40 degrees, which was absolutely awful. Absolutely unpleasant it was. Unpleasant. Oh, we got roads. Road news. You remember Birmingham Council went bankrupt? Do you remember that? Well, anyway, many people in Birmingham are wondering where the money went. Why? Why did you spend all the money on, apparently, a £10 million cycle highway, which actually has caused more traffic than it solves? And it's actually bigger than a bike lane. Well, when Ereary's actually cycling in a bus lane, but they reckon these cycle lanes in Brum are have clogged up regular traffic, and it cost them 10 million quid. Really? 10 million? I'm sure it could have been cheaper, but they've done a little infographic here of how Birmingham Council spunked all the money up the wall. So you've got 184 million on the Commonwealth Games, a bargain. 50 million on hydrogen buses. Wow, that sounds like the future. An IT system that didn't go too well, but it cost them 100 million. The European Athletics Championship, 40 million. That was a snip, that one. A private taxi firm for pupils to get them to school. Make the little bastards walk. 17 million. And that pay claim which come in at a cool £760 million. But let's blame the cycle lane, shall we? Let's just blame that. But yeah, not good, not good. Apparently, all our household appliances are spying on us. Doorbells, smart speakers, TVs, washing machines. Washing machines are capturing and sharing private data to companies such as Google and TikTok. And researchers have actually they've come up with the worst ones. This is which, and that's which with a question mark. Which? I went for a job with them once. Didn't get it. That was a long time ago though. It's like 20 odd years ago. Mind you, longer than that, 25, 26 years ago, maybe. I can't remember. It was late 90s, and I didn't get it. But you don't care about that. You want to hear about me talking about smart devices listening in. Are they listening in now? Yeah, they reckon that tech firms such as Google, Amazon, Facebook, and TikTok are farming out vast tracts of data about us and yeah, targeting us with advertising on our smartphones and other devices. So, say you was talking about hemorrhoid cream. You know, you might have been said at the missus. Oh no, of course none of you have got a missus. You're all sitting there in your underpants. But imagine you went, oh, I must buy some hemorrhoid cream. You'll see an advert for it on your smartphone, and here is a little graphic there for us to look at. The ESVIS smart camera shares data with TikTok. TikTok's Pangle? What the fuck's TikTok's Pangle? They're making that up. Huawei. If I have too much of this, I'll need a wee. Google and Meta. Meanwhile, the smart washing machine, it tells everyone how big the skids are in your underpants. No, I'm joking. It gives the customer's name, date of birth, email, phone contact book, precise location and phone number. Why does the LG smart washing machine need to know all that? Surely all it needs to know is how much washing is in the machine, what cycle it's on, how much time it needs to dry it, when to administer the soap and the softener. But it needs you. Can you imagine setting it up? Date of birth, fingerprint, stool sample. Meanwhile, Google Nest requires contacts and location on Android, but neither on Apple's iOS. There you go. So you use the iOS version of that. And the Bose smart speaker shares user data with Meta and exact location data required. So there you go. Don't buy any tech because they're listening to you. They're listening to you. Right, they've revealed the most popular foreign holiday locations for Brits. Now I'm going to warn you, don't go anywhere. This is according to TripAdvisor. This is a bit late in the year. Maybe they're kind of angling for you booking for next year. This is for TripAdvisor's Autumn Travel Index, and yeah, we've actually got popular international destinations and popular domestic locations for the UK. So I'll do it in reverse order, shall I? For the international ones. In at 10, New York City, in the US. New York. So good they named it twice. 9, Barcelona. At 8, Benalmádena in Spain. 7, Paris, France. 6, Amsterdam in the Netherlands. 5, Rome in Italy. Mamma mia! 4. Just tell me something's been delivered. I've already got it. 4, Antalya in Turkey. 3, Dubai in the Emirates. Don't want to go there. 2, Costa Adea in Spain. And 1, Benidorm. Blimey, it's like the 80s back in Spain. I thought Benidorm. I thought everyone would be going to Turkey. I thought Turkey would have been the top one there. And for domestic destinations, Glasgow, Windermere, Bournemouth, Llandudno, Manchester, York, Liverpool, Edinburgh, Blackpool, and London, the centre of the known universe. There you go. That's the list there for you. So there. But start on. What else have we got? Oh, Euronews. Right? Well, you know, I don't know if you know this, but in the UK, our economic forecast has gone up, much to everyone's surprise. They were like this. Meanwhile, in Europe, they're now calling Germany the sick man of Europe, because its economic downturn has continued to, well, turn downwards, as it were, and its output's decreased by 0.8% compared to the month before. So again, they're in recession at the moment. We're not. And again, this is interesting for those of you who are into economics and the EU and us not being in the EU. How dare you vote to leave? You'll be thanking me, don't worry. You'll be thanking me. You'll be shaking me by the hand. This will have a knock-on effect for all the European economies, because they're all tied together, aren't they? But meanwhile, we're just doing our own thing, and it's for the best. It's for the best. Trust me, it's for the best. You know. Meanwhile, the underground have banned another advert. We've done this before, I think. Have we covered this before? The TfL have got a very strict policy on what you can advertise on the tube, but it's not what you think it is, because it's weird. But yeah, firstly, yeah, we did this before. This one was banned earlier in the year. I think it was in July. Tony and Tina's Wedding, which is I think it's a musical comedy, was banned because it features a wedding cake, and TfL's rationale was that it encouraged children to eat wedding cake. You often hear kids coming home from school going, "Mum, can I have some wedding cake?" It don't work like that, does it? So now they've banned an ad by this fellow, Edward Hancock. He is the cheese geek, apparently, because cheese is bad for you, you know. And he's been backed by Stephen Bartlett from Dragon's Den, the young fella. And yeah, they've banned his ad because you can't have any cheese. Tough cheese, they said. Because cheese is unhealthy. It's bonkers. They're absolutely deranged. But yeah, the company behind it, called Workplace, said that we're running the ads online across social media, but it's a shame we're not able to do it on buses or the tube. It's just, yeah. I just don't know. Just bonkers. Banned cheese. It's bonkers, isn't it? Isn't it bonkers? Oh, where are we? Just looking for some stories. This is interesting. Michael Schumacher memorabilia. It's fetched over 2 million at auction, with one buyer splashing out over £500,000. It's half a million quid more than expected. So they sold loads of things like his helmet. No, not that. That'd be filthy. He was a race car driver. This was on Tuesday. And this was at Sotheby's. And but what again? This dovetails to what I was going to talk about. We watched last night. I watched a whole auction. They had the Freddie Mercury auction at Sotheby's live streamed, and I watched it and very joined in. And then the missus joined us, and that was absolutely bonkers. They sold the door to Garden Lodge, the actual king door, which was signed by the fans. They sold it. And it went on, the auction for that went on for ages, and it fetched, was it £350,000 for a door? Okay. And then there was the other stuff that was crazy, lyrics and the pianos, and millions was sold, and it was kind of sad, but exciting at the same time. Sad that it was all sold. I'd like to think that some museums might have picked up a few items, and kept it in the UK. But to see these people bid for these items, it was just absolutely balmy. It's a shame that, you know, that it wasn't, some of this stuff wasn't kept for, like I say, the V&A or something like that. You never know, someone might have bought it. I like to think that maybe Brian May had Anita Dobson ringing him some bids for him, but we know who's bought all the stuff. John Deacon. It's the quiet ones you got to watch, isn't it? You know. So yeah, that was a fascinating thing to watch, and I've ordered the show catalogue because I wanted to have a look at some of the other stuff. I'd love to put in a bid, but you know, can't afford it. Can't afford it. Meanwhile, let's go to this. This is a good one. You know, you buy a home, you buy a new house, and you know, I don't know if you've ever done this. When you look around, you try and get yourself used to the new dwelling. You know, every nook and cranny. Who doesn't love to explore nooks and crannies? I do. But this is Kathy and Roy Alcamp from New Jersey. 2 days after moving into the house, they had to deal with a flooded basement. And when Roy investigated, because there was a little bit of damage, he discovered there was a hidden wall with loads and loads of empty rum bottles. Oh dear, what can that tell you? Yeah, this is yeah. There was a downpour and it damaged some of the wall, and I guess it was in the wall space behind the wet plasterboard. And this is the money shot. This is Roy looking a bit dejected. It's because they're all empty. I imagine one of the previous tenants, was a bit thirsty. They enjoyed a drink, indeed. So yeah, someone on Instagram commented and reckoned that it was Captain Morgan themselves lived there. See, there you go. Well done, well done. That's a funny one, isn't it? Oh, I can't do that story. It's a really sad story. It's an animal story. I'm not going to do that one. It's too sad. Too sad. You'll have to go online and read that one yourself. Meanwhile, Britons are divided over the correct shade for the cup of tea. This is the account, Very British Problems, on Twitter, and they posted a little, you know, what's the right colour? Well, A1, I mean, come on, that's just milk, isn't it? And F6 is tar. Now you want to go for them again. It all depends on what you're feeling like. If you're just having a nice slice of cake, a bit of Victoria sponge, maybe a C3. But if you've got sausage sandwich, you want a builder's tea. You want anything in the D4 to E3 range, possibly. I don't know. Mind you, down that end's it's a bit strong, isn't it? Maybe in the D3 E3 range. What do you think? Leave a comment in the comment box below. You won't. You never do. Like someone's watching. Just for the missus. There was this egg. I was going to do this yesterday, but there was a lot of stories. They found this egg at the bottom of the sea. Yeah, it's an egg at the bottom of this 2 miles underwater off the coast of Alaska, and it's golden of colour, and there's some underwater footage of it. I don't know if you can see. There's a pop-up ad in a way. Go away, pop-up ad. And yeah, they saw this golden egg, and everyone's kind of a bit wondering what it is. What is the golden egg? Here's a better picture of it, and everyone's like, what could it be? But they do reckon it is an egg casing. because they retrieved it. And of course, it doesn't look so good out of water. It's not as buoyant, but the object has a texture that's a bit like skin tissue. And this is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, who are doing this investigation. And some theories are going around that it could be a species that are unfamiliar has laid an egg, or it could be, something else that they've not come across yet. Pierre Hiosso, a postdoctoral research scientist of British Geological Survey, said the object is intriguing but not truly surprising. He says, we discover new biological structures or species during most dives, as the seabed has been seldomly explored. New species or relics of development stages of known and unknown species have been catalogued at an increasing rate over the last decade, as the deep ocean is being explored with more scrutiny than ever before. As for this origin, function and reason for holding this structure, it's too early to tell. So yeah. And of course, we all know. We've all seen Alien, haven't we? We've all seen Alien. But yeah, who knows what it might be. Well, that's our animal story for today. In the bag, which we want. Meanwhile, have you heard the news? Al Pacino has split with his girlfriend. Right. And she's filed for custody, of their child, because they had a baby recently. And remember, he's 83, she's 29. I can't understand why they split, can you? She got really tired wiping the baby's arse and then having to wipe his arse, I imagine. There's only so many droopy balls that you can look at, isn't it, really? Like 2 billion balls in a sock, especially when he bends over. It's not a good look. Not a good look. Not a good look. Can't really cover that one. Not going to cover that one. Oh, 2 good animal stories today. Whoops. That's really good. I've just got to... Just as I go to click on it, Daily Mail refreshes. You son of a gun. Oh, I'm never going to find it now. Where's it gone? I've just found another one. It's packed full of animal stories today. I've got 3. Now, where did the other one go? Oh no, I've lost it. I've lost it completely. Let me just do a search for the animal in question. And there are 10. I got it. Sorry about this. Sorry. It's not my fault. It's the Daily Mail what done it. Honest gov. But we've got some nice animal stories lined up for you. Oh, there's another animal story. I'm going to have to put some of these in the funny folder. Meanwhile, we're going to Washington State. There was a wildfire. And the Spokane County Sheriff's Office released video footage of Deputy Britton Morgan driving through the forest. And it's like something from a horror film. Look at it. Oh my goodness. The whole forest is on fire. And luckily he made it out. This was on August the 18th. And it's killed 1 person, as far as they know. But yeah, it was labelled Driving Through Hell on Earth, and it's had 22,000 views online. You'd think it might have had a few more views than that, yeah? Right, there was another one I wanted to cover. We'll do some funnies, shall we? I've got some funnies in the folder. I've seen our new place, Mrs. I've seen our new place. This is in Lancashire, right? Would you have a look at it? It's a nice place. What do you think? What do you think? Yeah, it's a little stone cottage. What do you think of it? Yeah. Do you fancy it? Do you fancy it, Mrs.? It's in Brinskell Village near Chorley, and it boasts views of rolling hills. The only problem is the name. Yeah, why's that? It's called Erection Cottage. Yeah. It's all right because you'll always remember the name because it's Erection Cottage on Dick Lane. I'm not lying. Yeah. So yeah, if you want, it's up for rent at the moment, but they are expecting stiff competition. I don't write any of this. I make it all up. Meanwhile, court news. This is the story of Liam Brown, right? We're going down to Christchurch in Dorset, and here he is. He's going to court because yeah, he was sneaking around the farms down Dorset way. There was a farm in Burton near Christchurch in Dorset, and the farmer was a bit concerned because he kept, he thought that someone was like lurking around, so they installed alarms, and yeah, they found that he was how can you put it, interfering with the animals, and this was confirmed by a DNA sample taken from a calf. Yeah, he pleaded guilty to sexual penetration with a living animal and causing unnecessary suffering to a protected animal at Poole Magistrates Court. Yeah, and they reckon he may have been doing it for some time. Yeah. And Brown had actually been known to the farmer since he was a child, because one of his family members had been employed at the farm. It's not nice, is it? The court heard that Brown has no previous convictions that he's been caught of, you mean, and had not returned to the farm since the incident. He's going elsewhere. He's gone elsewhere. He's gone down to the local petting zoo next. And it was said that the family owned the farm, want him nowhere near it. I'm not surprised. But yeah, it's going to Crown Court now because the offences are so serious that you need greater punishment than we can give, said the magistrate. And sentencings will take place on September the 22nd. Keep your eye out for that. There are a lot of cows out there who are sighing or mooing a sigh of relief. Moo. Moo. Okay. Meanwhile, adventure news. This is Reza Bellucci, and he's an adventurer. Here he is. Losing the hair, mate. You should just shave it off. He's an adventurer, and he tried to cross the Atlantic Ocean from Florida to Britain, right? But the Coast Guard decided to stop him. Yeah, Reza, he's an Iranian national who lives in Florida. There was a standoff, right? The USS Coast Guard cutter Valiant intercepted him and tried to stop him. And then he threatened him. He said, if you attempt to arrest me, I'm going to take my own life, because he had a 12-inch knife on him. Call that a knife? This is according to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office, but he was arrested. Now you're probably thinking, people cross the Atlantic all the time. But Bellucci, he he was going to do it on this. Yeah, it was a homemade hamster wheel device. He was going to basically walk a lot across the Atlantic. Oh, there's so much wrong with that. He was going to try and walk across the Atlantic on a giant hamster wheel, just held up with flotation devices and inflatable balls by the looks of it. It takes a lot of balls to walk the Atlantic, and they stopped him because he's an idiot. He obviously has no understanding of how big the waves can get in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And yeah, he's detained. Yeah, it's not the first time. He's been in trouble 2014, 2016, 2021. He's attempted to do this, and he calls it a hydropod. And yeah, this is the standoff. That yeah, so I guess there's a little hatch that you can live in the middle of it. But if you ever want to know what stupid looks like, that's stupid. Animal stories. All right then. We'll do some animal stories. Though I'm going to keep one of them. Oops, because I think one of them we can do tomorrow. Firstly, we're going to Notting Hill, McDonald's, right? And someone at McDonald's captured this. What is it? It's a rat. Hey, it's a rat. He probably popped in for a McScurry. Yeah, okay. Not a very good one, that. Not very good. Anyway, that was a rubbish joke. But yeah, we've got a nice one now. This is Lily Gannon from Staffordshire, and her boyfriend Tom Hewlett. He's a professional footballer for Burton Albion, right? Well, he was left absolutely bereft when his dog died. He had a Cocker Spaniel, and it passed away. So she decided she was going to surprise him, and she did. She got 2 new puppies for him, and yeah, he was absolutely sent to tears over it. And yeah, it's a lovely story. Here he is, absolutely crying his heart out because puppies. We love puppies. And yeah, it's hard when you lose your dog friend. And what a lovely story. We've got a picture of him with the pups. Here we are. There we go. Here he is with his new chums. And there we go. Good one. And finally we've got another animal story. This is from Jay Phoenix. You see, he was woken at 3 a.m. in the morning by a tapping on the bedroom door, right? And he couldn't believe what he saw, right? It was his pet cat, Ginger, and yeah, she had a knife. He called out a knife, and he thought, "Hey, up! How did that happen?" And then when he looked at the security footage from his camera, he caught the moment that she came in with the knife through the cat flap. How about that, eh? So yeah, she obviously found it and thought, "I'm having that." It must be a tough neighbour that even the cats are carrying knives. And but yeah, here she is. Here's Ginger, who's 4 years old, and she obviously likes carrying things because here she is with the TV remote. There you go. And that's it for today, I think. I think we've done enough damage. Shall we see if there's anybody in the chat room? Oh, we've got 6 people in. God, it's a party. Nate says, going 5 a.m. here in LA. And look who's here. Yeah, I know. I can't get away from me. David says, the door sold for 412. I think wasn't it 350? Oh, maybe that's with the fee. Watched it last night as well. Starting bid was 11,000. Yeah, it went crazy. And David said, yeah, I also bought the catalogue. It was 50. That's right, I bought it. It's hard. I think it's hardback and limited edition. Not that's the thing, but I think you've got until the 13th of September to buy a copy before they stop selling it. And I just wanted to see the rest of the items, you know, rather than be on the. I did it for David Gilmour when he sold his guitar collection. I got the sale catalogue for that. And again, if you like guitars, fantastic stuff. But I just found it really sad. You know, it's just somebody's life. I mean, again, I guess Mary Austin's got her reasons, but it's a shame that some of this stuff shouldn't have been, I don't know, returned to the band, you know, to put into trust, or returned or given to a museum, you know, given away. I mean, yeah, it'd have been great if they'd have turned Garden Lodge into a museum, but I don't think Freddie Mercury wanted that. But yeah, it's money, isn't it? It's all money, I suppose. But yeah, that's the end of the era there. Anyway, so that's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed the news. There's some funnies in there today. Got some funnies in there, and that was that. Killing the channel on one video at a time. You gotta drink it up.